podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Triple G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is Hoster Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast live over on youtube.com/DripGeeb. Drip, how'd you like me slip in that little live impromptu in the split second I decided? Because officially, as of today, unofficially, we're only doing live podcasts on the YouTube channel.
That's right. I thought it was great. Really
we're live right now. If you guys don't check out our live streams, you should do that. We're live right now. youtube.com/DripGeeb, hanging out.
It's also definitely totally Thursday night at 8 o'clock right now.
Right now, it is Thursday, 8 o'clock. While you're listening to this podcast on Thursday afternoon, do not ask your question of how it could possibly be recorded 4 hours from now. That is not the case. We're live. Don't ask questions.
We never miss a live stream Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Never.
We don't do that.
Never. Drip, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fantastic. Had a wonderful week. Lots of cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff, man. I got to make an awesome video because I got a Switch in the mail. That looks like Arizona tea, so that's cool.
It does. I want to ask you, any particular reason why your Switch literally looks like Arizona tea and Drip Media had a baby?
Well, you know, it's just it's a thing I'm working out with Arizona right now. I really can't talk about it yet. You know, it's a big sponsor, you know, thing. Yeah. No, honestly, they had you know, sorry, audio listeners, but they had this design on other things on their website. And I was like, that's cool. Like, you don't have it on the Switch, but I was like, it kind of works, you know? The Lord of the Mountain, the bloopy, the little logo. I was like, that just works. I like that. Can we do this? They were like, yeah, sure. And I saw a mock-up of it. It was cool. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks cool. But when it got here, I was like, holy mama, that's awesome.
Indeed, they do look real sweet. If you guys can't see that, or if you're on the audio, come check out the YouTube live stream.
Well, there's also a full video on it on my channel.
Oh, I forgot.
Check that out.
Oh, you probably should
check
do
that
out. You probably should just do that, guys.
And then today, I got more Joy-Cons.
Yeah,
I got the Splatoon Joy-Cons in the mail today.
Yay, Coco Baby. So, more on Coco Baby in a minute, guys. Spoilers.
Yeah. Shout out to the homie. But
the homie.
They look awesome, too. They look extremely awesome.
Now, you don't have the tablet. You just have the Joy-Cons, correct?
Yeah, that's all I want, though, man. Like, I have so many different... That's all I want. I have the Monster Hunter Joy-Cons, sold the Monster Hunter tablet. I have the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons, sold the Animal Crossing tablet. I only need one. They all go... You know what I mean? Like, I only need one.
I see what you're saying. I don't understand it, because if you want to collect the Joy-Cons, I also... want to collect the tablet too.
I don't. So I don't need it.
I just don't understand why you only want the Joy-Cons, but not the
well,
special edition.
I'll tell you why. You got to think about this too. When I sold the Monster Hunter tablet, I sold that thing for like $200, which was, I mean, $300. I basically got all my money back.
Yeah,
and I kept the dock and kept the Joy-Cons.
I think another podcast is going to be when we can talk about collecting and collector.
Yeah, that would be fun. We should do that next week.
Because Nintendo is one of the biggest.
Nintendo man, we could have Alex on for that, because Alex is literally like selling his collection right now.
Interesting. Okay, we got to talk to Alex about that.
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about
Nintendo and collectors just come hand in hand. Lots of people collect Nintendo stuff. Yeah. So that's a really interesting podcast to talk about and dive into. Like,
cool. Tease for next week. Gonna be great.
Hopefully, if you're an Alex fan, pressure him to come on our podcast in his YouTube comment section. Switch corner, that is. Drip got a packed podcast because we have some huge rumors. Always fun. Also, some real factual news. It's not really news, but we'll start with that first.
Yeah.
The Splatfest happened. We talked about it last week. It came and went. Here we are, and both of us are having some serious Splatoon withdrawal. At least me.
Dude, it's
I
real.
Speak for myself.
No, I'm serious. Like I can't. And it's like, I don't own Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
And it would be foolish for me to go spend $60 on Splatoon 2 right now, and then $60 more on Splatoon 3 next week.
It would be foolish.
Here we are. Yeah.
I'll be honest, guys. I considered it just so I could play. I'm like Drip right now, scratching my arm. Like
it's good. It is good.
Splatoon. It's really good. Spoilers. It's really, really good, guys. Now Drip and I are not traditional. We did not play the original 2 Splatoon games. I'll speak for myself here. Not playing for those first 2 games and playing this one, and it's a Splatfest. I'm really happy, but I'm also optimistic. Or I'm the opposite of optimistic. What's the word for
pessimistic?
I'm a pessimist about this game too, and I didn't talk about with you about this, Drip. The Splatfest is something that only happens once a month or once. I'm
not sure. I'm not sure how often it happens.
It doesn't happen every day in the game. Is kind of what I'm understanding, right. And that's a shame because that game mode should be available to play every day. Now, is it? I'm kind of disappointed with knowing that it's only going to happen sometimes at certain times.
But that's what makes it cool. It's like a build-up. Like, the next big tournament. Like, it's
kind of. But let's say this, Drip. What if Fortnite decided, hey, let's only do our main shooter mode once a month?
No. But see, that's the thing. You got that all wrong. That mode you will still be able to play. It's just not. You're not going to be able to do. I don't think you can do the 3-on-3 or the 3 teams. I don't think you can do that. I think that's only in the Splatfest. But
2v2, 4v4. That's going to be a thing. You're good.
You could. Yes. Oh yeah.
I misunderstood that. I suppose.
No. That's the game, man. That's the.
So someone told me the game was one on one or something like 4 teams, 1 player teams.
No, 4 people on a team. 2 teams.
So what is the Splatfest exactly then? If that's the game mode all the time.
Well, okay.
Because it happened in the old games too.
Okay, listen. They had the rock, paper, scissors thing. You picked a team. And then they took the wins of each team. That we were playing towards that all day.
Okay, so it's more. It's not the game
halftime.
mode.
Now listen, at halftime, we were ahead. We were scissors. So that's why every time we went into the 3-team thing, there was 2 of them and 4 of us, but they could get those towers and do all that crazy shit we couldn't do.
Right.
Because we had the advantage, so that we were kind of giving them, the opportunity to take it back or whatever, which kind of sucked because we weren't way ahead. We were barely ahead, and we ended up losing. I figured we were going to win, but who won? It was
Team Rock, baby.
Rock. That's right. You switched from Rock.
I didn't switch. I'm always on Team Rock. I just
Well,
I was on downgrade and play on Team Scissors with you.
But I really, really enjoyed it. We played probably 3 hours together. The last 3 hours of the demo.
Yeah. Oh my god! Yeah, we played the last 3 hours together. I played a whole bunch before that throughout the day. Probably I want to say I played about 6 hours that day.
I had another hour with you before our last 3 hours, and then I had maybe a half an hour before that. I'd say somewhere close 4.5, 5 hours. So
yeah,
we played close to the same amount. I mean, I needed more. I was not ready to stop when we stopped playing at midnight.
Dude, me either. It was only 11 for me, but Jesus, it was not. You're right on with that, man. It was not enough. Like one day, I thought a weekend would be nicer, but I see what Nintendo's doing. I see what they're doing. They're doing it intentional, so it builds that suspense.
What was your favorite weapon?
My favorite weapon? Oh my god! I think my favorite weapon was the big roller. And I know I
knew you were going to say
rollers,
that. I knew you were going to say that.
But I've learned that my game mode type is to paint rather than kill. I did die quite a bit, but so to prevent that, I'm just like, let me just stay away from everybody and just roll everywhere with my roller. And you can get a lot. You can paint a lot of ground with that roller.
What's your favorite weapon? I had 2. Both of them were melee weapons. I like the Splatana.
Yep.
I really like that. It's like a windshield wiper with paint on it.
It's awesome.
I thought that was really cool. I had a good time with that one. And then towards the end, I started using, I don't know what it's called, but it looked like a giant paintbrush, like a big paintbrush. I don't know.
Yeah, like a mop, kind of.
Yeah, it could look kind of like a mop. It was like a fancy mop.
Yeah, I know.
Those 2 I really liked. And then there was a gun that I really liked. I can't remember which one it was. One of the guns. Maybe it was the one that looked like the NES Duck Hunt Blaster. Might have been that. I think that one I liked.
I also enjoyed the double pistol. I was having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, I thought the double pistol's cool because you get another move, like you can roll, you can like dodge roll.
Yeah, you can.
That's pretty cool. I thought that was cool too.
Everything was new to me, so like when I think Joe actually pointed that out to me when we were playing with him for that last hour.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Yeah, man, that's the only thing you can do with them, or that's a special thing." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
Look down on in the community. I'm pretty sure he said.
Did he?
Yeah, look down on in the community. Nobody likes those. They get mad about.
Guess what? I don't care. I'm not.
I don't care either.
I'm not joining the Splatoon. Listen, I'm not joining any Splatoon cliques here. I just want to play the game. It's real fun.
Oh yeah, I did just see this in the chat. Mindstorm said the sharks, the shark bomb things where you ride them through, and those are sweet. Those are awesome.
I hate it because it killed me many times.
Me too. Well, I could see them. I saw them coming eventually. You can get out of the way if you can see it come, because I mean they come from pretty far distance, but
a lot of times you couldn't. Cool. A lot of times you couldn't see it coming, which is really, really kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
With that,
I mean, I don't know, man. I was very surprised how much I actually liked it.
Yeah.
I had a hell of a time getting used to the controls at first. The motion controls.
Yeah.
Man, I struggled with it really, really hard.
Yeah, the motion controls they kind of. I understand them as time went on with the game. I kind of hated the motion controls because
I was fine at the end.
It was the implementation of it at the beginning. It was like that's not how, and all the other games and all the other shooters that use gyro, that is not how they utilize it. They kind of disable your Y and X axis or whatever. I'm sorry, the up and down axis. I can't think of it. The Y axis.
Yeah.
They kind of disable that, and you can only go left and right. But you use the gyro to go all directions, and that's just kind of silly to me. Most shooters, you can just dial it in to make it very.
Yeah, but I mean that's clearly the way it's been for 3 games.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not. No complaints here. I got used to it after a while, so we're good.
Yeah. My biggest problem. Yeah, it was interesting. My biggest problem was I first started out. I was upstairs on the couch. I first started out in handheld mode. That is just not possible. I mean, ideal. You can do it, but because you're literally moving the switch, so there's just there's glare, then there's not, and then there's glare, and there's not, and you can't see, and you're trying to shoot. It's too much. Then once I moved to the Pro controller, it was a whole different story. But I got used to them. I think they're fine now.
The Pro controller is a game changer, no pun intended, to that game. It's really you can't really play it without the Pro controller. It's really necessary.
I didn't, and me not being someone who has played the game a lot, didn't even think about that until I was halfway through a match. I was like, this is awful. This is so hard.
Did we show off your Joy-Cons yet on the podcast here?
I mean, we can throw them up.
Yeah, just show them up there. You got the Joy-Cons over there. The back, the back for me is the interesting part. Personally.
Yeah, let me take it out of it.
The front is really colorful and really kind of crazy.
The back is cool. They are cool.
Interesting
because they're kind of transparent, but not. They're like, sorry for the audio listeners, but you can see the battery in there. So it's just like semi-transparent plastic, but it's got the little design on it too. The back, I mean, they look good, man. These might be the best Joy-Cons that they've made.
I still think that the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons are the best, personally. However,
they are nice.
That is saying that without ever touching the Splatoon ones and looking at them in person. So
yeah, I got them both right here, man. I love Zelda. I love Zelda. Yeah. Absolutely love Zelda. But dude, these are nice Joy-Cons.
Side question real fast. Why doesn't Nintendo ever put white sticks on the Joy-Cons?
I don't know. You know what? As soon as these got here, I was like, these need white sticks and white buttons.
Yeah. What's their opposition?
I don't know. Well, because they have it in the Switch Lite.
Yeah, but only the Switch Lite. They're trying to differentiate the two sticks, and I don't get why.
They're literally the same exact sticks. It's not like they're different. I don't know. It's a good question. I wish they would do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so guys, got Splatoon 3. That was a fantastic time with that demo.
It really was. I had a wonderful time.
We had a question. Oh, go ahead, Drew.
No, go ahead. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. We had a question from our Discord right before we went live. I know Kokobe's not here right now, but he'll be catching this up on, whether he listens to the podcast on the audio platforms or over on the live stream video on YouTube. He asked this question, really kind of, I wasn't even going to talk about it. Drip was like, we should really talk about this. I'm like, okay, sure. So the question is, which is harder, Splatoon 3 or Fortnite? Now, and he's asking, I'm pretty sure he's asking, like, difficulty-wise, which game is more difficult to play? And it's an interesting question to ask because they are different games. However, they're both shooters. So
yeah, but they're
very different.
Completely different styles of shooters. Like,
yeah,
calling these two games the same type of game that's very loose. You're being real loosey-goosey saying that.
And it's interesting. It's interesting to compare it to because most shooters are not different.
Yeah, most a lot shooters, of them are the same.
I mean, the ones I think on the top of my head are Halo. We got Call of Duty, Fortnite, PUBG. All these games, they're incredibly similar with totally different graphics and different styles of weapons, but they're all pretty much the same weapons, essentially in different skins. And also,
they all serve the same purpose.
Exactly. And Splatoon, though, is different from that. So I guess Fortnite here kind of represents different games. Fortnite represents all those other games. We kind of compile all those kind of games we think of as shooters as one. And Splatoon versus that. So I don't know, Drip, which is harder? I got to say Splatoon as well. Splatoon is much, much harder.
Splatoon's harder.
I mean, you have to like, swim in the paint.
Here's the problem. Here was my biggest problem going into this game as a newbie Splatoon player. I'm coming from games like you put a gun in my hand in a game. I'm like, okay, you're going to kill people. You're going to shoot people.
Yeah,
like that's the point. And it is the point in this game, but it's not. The point is to cover the place in paint, in your paint, and make sure they don't. So you have to stop them. But the biggest point is to get more paint.
Yeah.
So I came into the game. Yeah.
Your KD ratio means nothing.
Right.
It's all about the paint percentage.
Right. So I came into the game trying to find people, just going around trying to find people to kill, just paint here, whatever. Like, no, it's totally different. Your goal in the end is a completely different thing. Fortnite is to survive, to be the last person standing. Yeah. This, I mean, there's so much more strategy, and I'm not saying that there's no strategy that goes into these other games because there definitely is if you're really good. But
there's a lot of strategy in regular shooters.
With
Splatoon,
with Splatoon, like you said, you got to swim in the paint to even recharge. Like if you even want to shoot, you got to get down and recharge. You'll run out. There's so many different little things. It's just really, really well designed gameplay, and I'm honestly a little embarrassed that I'm just hopping on the train at 3. I mean, it's really, really good. And I'm honestly, another thing I'm really excited about is because I think I told you this while we were playing. Like, all I did was just have fun. I wasn't really trying to get into like what this pair of shoes does or what this hat does or what put this mask on or whatever. All those little things, because they all give you buffs, which is cool. And then not even that. Like, I didn't get any of that. I'll do that once I buy the game. I just want to have fun with this. But the strategy, like the actual strategy of like, what team you have, who's doing what you're, you know what I mean? Like how you work together to build a strategy to actually win. Because man, if you don't have one, you saw it. We got mowed over a few times and these people clearly had a strategy and they were implementing it perfectly and beating us to a pulp.
Yes. You need the team camaraderie strategy. I highly recommend playing with people that you're on a Discord call with or something like that, to kind of strategize. There's so many weapons in this game. Like, you could not touch all the weapons in that demo period and have a good understanding of any of them. You had to kind of pick which ones you thought were going to be your favorite and try them out for a few rounds and stick with those and not necessarily master them, but at least there's just not enough time to master all those items in that demo. So looking forward, I'm looking forward most is when the game comes out, to getting an extended time with all these different weapons and really trying them all out is kind of what I am most excited for. But yeah, going back to the point of which one's more difficult, that's another thing about it is there's so many weapons, and it's kind of difficult to kind of learn not only how to use those weapons for your own gain, but also how to defend yourself from all those different weapons that the other team is now using onto you. It's not just like, oh yeah, this is a sniper. I just kind of gotta run around left, right, and jump just so they can't hit me because they're trying to snipe me. No. There's that, and then there's 14 other weapons that can kill you. You need to figure out that you're different. It's not just jump, crouch, side to side like most shooters. It's like swim in paint and run for your life. It's a lot of it's kind of strategy I learned.
And I do see something else in the chat here. Joe's saying that we've maybe think it's harder just because we've played a lot more Fortnite than we have this. And I will say that's a fair thing to say. And I will say that when I first jumped in, the game was, everything was happening so fast and I couldn't, I couldn't even react. I was like, what the hell is going on? But I will say by the end of the night, I was at least good enough at the game where I knew what was going on. I still wasn't good at it, but I knew what was going on. I knew what needed to be done. I just couldn't execute in it. But I still say Splatoon is the harder game to play. Anybody can play Fortnite. I mean, you could just jump. My 6-year-old plays Fortnite, dude. It's.
I'll tell you what, your 6-year-old could not play Call of Duty and had that same kind of success. This Call of Duty is definitely on the lower end of those shooters difficulty-wise compared to the other shooters that, especially that I played. And with Halo, you have like a 20-plus year player base. They're now in their 50s. The people who started playing Halo back in the day. So like, I know Splatoon's got their crowd as well. That's pretty old. But listen, guys. Halo is not even comparable. There's so many good Halo players out there too. It's 25 years worth of player base. Drip. Moving on to the next topic here. It all kind of hit all of a sudden out of nowhere. All of a sudden today. That was
dude. It was like a tornado that just dropped down right in the middle of the field, took out the entire herd of cows.
Yeah, and
took out the barn, everything.
If you watched Switch Force video today during this tornado of information, you might have thought that he kind of blew out of his house and fell and hit his head. I don't know what's going on today with Switch Force. He's in a character today, dude.
Yeah, I watched that. I was trying to get a little bit more information on.
Just
to make sure I had all the information. Which after watching the video, I realized I already had all the information. But
I'm literally asking anybody out there what is that a bit? I missed a video or something. There's a bit.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I think it's a bit. That wig, the wigs are nice.
The
nice
wig,
touch.
The sunglasses, I love it. But
nice
it's a lot of my information kind of came from Switch Wars today. And Drip, I kind of want you to kind of lead the charge here because we have a rumor.
I mean, dude,
you know what?
All I can say is it's nice to put a video out about something, and then 20 minutes later, other places I mean, I got the stuff from. Other places. Jeff Grubb's the one talking about this. A Nintendo Direct in September. That's where the information first came from. And there's going to be a lot of Zelda stuff there is what he's saying. And I mean, that great. Sounds good to me. I'm excited about that. But then right after my video went up on all this stuff today, articles started coming out everywhere else, kind of going along saying, we kind of are hearing this too. This is definitely something that's going to be going on. Lots of Zelda. And we even got a date. They say, it's the week of the 12th, which is, I said that in the video. It's the week after Splatoon 3 comes out. So, I mean... Now,
a date that I heard was September 12th. Honestly, I kind of think that it's not going to be that exact date.
Well, no, what is the 12th? That's like a Monday?
That's a Monday, and they're not going to happen on a Monday.
It'll be Wednesday.
I would say probably the 14th.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. Just want to point that out that it's in the thumbnail and stuff, but I don't think it's going to be the 12th.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still like I said, that was the whole point of me making the video, though. I wasn't really wanting to talk about the Direct, which I do want to do here tonight, but most of my video was about the Zelda stuff. That's what I'm more, that's what I care about because I told you I'm still holding out hope. We will get a Zelda game in 2022. I know we're late, but I think we're still going to get it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah, we're really late. And like you're in your video today, we'll have that link down below, so you guys can check out after this this episode. It's not the first, especially it's not even the first Zelda game that Nintendo has kind of waited this long to announce and release in the same year. Like you said in your video, Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, that was what? That was in 20. Was that 2020?
2019. That's when the game. I'm sorry, not 2019.
It was 2020.
2020. You're right.
So, the Direct was September 8th or 7th or something like that, and then they released it in November.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's...
on my birthday. That was a great birthday present.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not like they haven't done this before. And, again, if it is Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, which we'll get to that all in a minute, they're just ports.
Yes.
Like, that are going to already sell. Like, they're going to fucking sell. You don't really need a lot of lead up for these.
No, you don't.
I mean, they could announce them, whatever, the 14th, 15th. put them out a month later.
Yeah. And listen, Drip, the lead up, it's already happened, man. It didn't happen from Nintendo, but it's
everybody else is talking about it. Yeah.
Everybody has heard about it at this point. Wind Waker, Twilight Princess to the Switch. When is it coming? It's searched on YouTube every day 50 million times a second. Like, everybody's waiting for this game to come out. And it is not necessary for the lead up for the Nintendo to
they don't need it. Everybody already knows they're great games. Everybody wants them on the Switch. I mean, they are literally, 2 of 4 Wii U games left that haven't been ported?
Yeah,
Xenoblade Chronicles X, I think, Star Fox Zero, and those 2. There may be another one I'm forgetting, but I mean, basically that's it of the really big games. That's really it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're coming, but they keep okay. And in all these reports or interviews or whatever we're getting this information from, Jeff Grubbs says that they're both for sure. Like he keeps saying both. Do you think it's going to be both?
Man, I can't answer that question, honestly. Anybody who does, I mean, it's their opinion, but honestly, they're just pulling out of their ass. Nobody knows.
I mean,
nobody
what do you think,
knows.
Nobody knows, but
here's my dumb
knows.
Here's my dumb reason why I don't think it's going to be a true double pack. Not like a lot of people are thinking. I think people are literally thinking. I mean, we saw in the Discord today, we literally saw fan art of like a line down the middle of the case.
Yeah, Power
left
Man
is
put
Wind
that in
Waker, and right is Twilight Princess. I don't think that's going to be it. I mean,
there's no fucking way they're going to give us both those games for 6. There's just no way.
I think
right?
I think we get them separately. Or in addition, you can buy a collector's
Pokemon style double pack.
Exactly. Because I just can't see on a Switch game from Nintendo, it's such a small box as it is. Putting a line down the middle you're not going to fit much artwork on there. I think from that, I know it's kind of a dumb reason.
Hold on, think about it. We got something kind of like that and had 3 games. And we've seen that before too.
True.
Super Mario 3D All-Star Collection has 3 games. They split that up. It looks pretty nice. So it's possible to do. We don't, that's fan art.
You're not wrong. You brought that to my attention. I did forget about that.
It's been done.
That still doesn't change my mind on it. I don't think they're going to do it with this. Listen, those games, I know these games are new or older, or as old as those. Some of those, I'm not Mario 64 necessarily, but Sunshine is about the same age as Wind Waker, right?
Yeah, I mean, that came out on the GameCube, yeah.
Yeah, and then Twilight Princess
is Wii. Yeah, it was late in the
Galaxy.
No, it was early in the Wii life. I'm sorry, I believe it was a launch game.
I don't know. Everything. As I'm talking about it, the more I'm kind of thinking I'm wrong on it. But I think it's more of what I want to see. What I want to see is a collector's edition for like $80 or $90, and you get a nice outer sleeve situation.
I think you're dreaming.
Inside comes 2 games.
I think you're dreaming.
Well, I think you're dreaming if you're getting both of those games for $60. I really.
I don't know.
That I think you're dreaming of. I really don't think those 2 games are going to be $60. I think they're going to sell them for like $80, $79.99, and it's going to be a collector's edition. That's kind of
you think they're going to sell them for $40 a piece, basically.
Basically. I've gone back and forth on it for a long time since we've been talking about this. That's where I've settled into the sand with.
Yeah, if they come, I'm telling you this right now. If they come in a double pack, it's $120, and they will sell them separately as well for $60 each.
I almost prefer that version because that way at least I can choose which ones I buy when. And God forbid, we haven't talked about this, Drew. God forbid they say, and it's gonna self-destruct in February.
No, they won't do. No, they only did that because of the 35th anniversary. They won't do that. I would hope not. Well, not if they're selling it at a discounted price. Maybe. Now that is an interesting thing to think about there because we got the Super Mario. The Mario 35th anniversary collection for $60 with those 3 games.
Yeah,
and they didn't have a lot of work. They had some work done to them. I mean, 64 looks pretty good. I'm sorry, not Odyssey. Help me out here. The Wii.
Galaxy
looked incredible. That almost looked like a new Mario game.
It did, man.
It really looked incredible.
It did not play like one. It definitely played a little.
No, yeah. But
I still love Galaxy. I had a lot of fun with it. It did not play like a new game, but it looked like a new game. You're absolutely right.
I didn't like the controls. I didn't like the way it was.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. My point is they sold it for $60. All three of those games had some work done to them, but then it was a limited time thing.
Yeah.
Now you can't get it. Well, you can. I saw them at Best Buy the other day. They still got them on the shelves.
Oh, dude, they're not going away. they made so many.
Yeah, you can't buy it in the eShop anymore, that's absolute bullshit. But whatever. Not the point. What I'm saying is, in that case, maybe you do see it at $60 there, and it's limited. Which, I mean, I don't care. Whatever. Then they're still going to get $120 out of me because I'm going to buy a physical version and a digital version. So either way, I'm paying $120 for both the games. Yeah. They're going to be 60, man. I know they're going to be 60. They're not going to give those games to us like we want them. They're going to they know people want them. They're going to charge for them.
Yeah.
I mean, when? December? October? November?
December would be a bad time, and here's why. Games will sell regardless in December. There's no need for Nintendo to push out a game to everybody and say, and it's releasing in December 12th. There's no need to do that. They actually might lose sales comparatively because it's not out early enough to buy for Christmas. Because some people at least, I'm sorry, I hate my microphone.
Christmas shopping early.
Some people do Christmas shopping early.
I try to.
I think my birthday, right around there, where Hyrule Warriors was released, that's the sweet spot. That mid to late November.
Remember, but November's, God, there's so much in November already.
I know. And they could also lose sales that way. That's why this is an interesting rumor that we're just so ho-hum about. Like, people are talking about it. It's interesting because, it's a weird time for it to come out. Knowing, like you said, Pokemon's coming out already. And you can't get it out December because that's too late. Unless it's like December. Let's look at the calendar real fast over in my PC here. Let me go to December of 2022. What does the calendar look like beginning December?
Yeah,
I suppose it could. I guess December 2nd, 2022. That's a Friday. That could be a realistic day for when they actually drop, and it's not late enough that people are going to miss it during.
Yeah, that's really early. Shopping. That's really early in the. I mean, I don't know does anything else come out that day?
That's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks after Pokemon. Maybe 2.5 weeks. I'm not sure exactly numbers wise, but about 2 weeks after Pokemon. That's enough time for Pokemon to get the sales in. And the game.
Oh, which it still will anyway. I mean, Pokemon's gonna. It doesn't matter.
We could be talking.
That train won't stop.
Yeah,
no matter what, it's rolling.
We could potentially be talking about not a shadow drop, but a really something like if it's early November, we're announcing the game in September 14th, and then like a month and a half in early November. What I'm getting at is I think it's going to either be 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. So here's another question. Since this direct is supposedly so Zelda heavy, is this where we finally get Breath of the Wild 2 name, gameplay trailer? Is this where it actually happens?
If it doesn't happen here, where does it happen? And if it doesn't happen here, it's going to happen in 2023. And if it happens in 2023,
it's delayed.
It's delayed. This is the mapping of everything. So I think this next direct, if there even is one, is going to tell so much about the future of Nintendo and Zelda going forward. Like, whether they say something or don't say something. If there is no Zelda game, but an announcement of the name of Breath of the Wild 2, that's something. If there is no announcement of Breath of the Wild 2, but we do get the ports, that does say something too. But if we get nothing, no name for Breath of the Wild 2,
oh yeah, we're in trouble.
We are in trouble. Zelda is in trouble. I mean,
but listen, that's something you have to remember. You have to remember this.
Yeah.
I honestly could not tell you the last mainline Zelda game that came out that wasn't delayed to fucking back. I mean, yeah. They when Zelda games come out, they come out the way they were intended to be, which is fine with me. It's very possible this could be delayed. I'd hate to see that. I would absolutely hate to see that at this point, but it's really possible. Yeah. It's happened before.
That it would be devastating is an exaggeration, but that would be a hit to my Zelda fandom.
Oh, I mean, it would not me. It's they want the game right, man.
They do.
They want the game right. That's it. And I'm fine with it.
It's taking a hit because like it wouldn't. I mean, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say. It won't take a hit if we get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Switch, because I went out. I'm a crazy guy. I did go out and buy a Wii U just so I could buy those ports on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So I already have the games, but
that's the only reason I still have a Wii U hooked up.
Yeah. But it would. So I don't necessarily need to play them on Switch, but I would like to play them on Switch because I don't play them enough.
Yes,
it stands.
Who wants to go over there and turn all that crap on? No, I want it digital on my Switch where I'm playing everything else, please.
And I want to go upstairs, man. And I can't. This Wii U is not that far away from my bedroom. It's not. We don't live in a mansion. It's not that far away, but it can't reach to my bedroom. So like that reason alone,
the Geeb mansion. Look out.
The Geeb mansion. Yeah, it reaches to the couch back there, but that's as far as I can go with my Wii U before it tells me, nope, can't play.
Yeah, you can't go far.
It's like, come on, man. Like, I don't want to play these on here. I'm glad I have them for game preservation reasons, and I can always go back to them when I need to.
Yeah.
Just because they're located on the console themselves. But I want them on Switch because of the convenience of Switch. The reason why you have a Switch in the first place and not still playing an old Wii U is the reason why I want them on Switch. That's all.
All right. We're going to play a little game.
All right, let's go, man. I have no idea what we're going to do here.
Okay, so here's what we're doing.
You set this whole thing up.
It's a very simple game. We're going to go down a list, and we're just going to pretend like this direct, like we know there actually is one. Okay? I got a list of stuff here, and I want you to tell me, yes, it will be at the direct, or no, it will not be at the direct.
Hold on. I think I might have something here. I might have
breaking news.
No, I wish. I might have. No, I don't think I have it. I used to have game show music because we used to do this.
Oh, that was.
And I don't see the game show music. We switch sound of Geeb Productions. Wait, hold my beer. Nope. Geeb clip. Nope, I don't have it. I'm sorry. That was a waste of time. No game show music, guys. I'm sorry. We'll have to go with that game show music for the stream. I can always add it in post.
It's fine. Totally fine.
Let's go.
Okay. We're going to start with the ones we've already talked about. Right. Breath of the Wild, release date. Will it be at the direct or will it not be at the direct?
Are you marking, by the way, before I answer, are you marking these things down so we can check ourselves after the direct? Because I think we should do that.
Sure.
Get your little pen out and mark my answers down.
My Apple Pencil is upstairs, but I can
mark your answer and mark my answer, and we will compare till after the direct is over, potentially if it even happens, so we can go back and look. So audio and stream guys, keep notes. We're going to be going back to this information later. So again, the question, sir.
Breath of the Wild 2 release date. Will it be at the direct or will it not be at the direct?
I'm going to be optimistic and say yes, it's going to be at the direct.
Geeb is a yes. I am also a yes. I think it will be there. I think we will get the date. I am really hopeful. If we don't, it's delayed, and that sucks. But I think we're going to get the date. Yeah. All right.
Stream. Put your answers in the chat.
Now, this is kind of an easy one. It's probably going to be a yes for both of us. It's a yes for me. I'm going to go ahead and put myself down as a yes. The name of Breath of the Wild 2.
Well, yes.
If we get the release date, it's a yes.
Those are hand in hand.
That's what I figured. Yes, they go hand in hand. But if you said no to the date, you still could have said yes to the name. So
you could have. You could, and that's also that's a high possibility.
Yeah. Okay. Here's an off the wall one. A new Donkey Kong game.
New Donkey Kong.
A new Donkey Kong game. We've been hearing rumors about a new Donkey Kong game for a while. Is it at the direct or is it not at the direct?
I'm gonna say yes, because probably for the questions you're about to ask me a little bit later on, I think I'm gonna say no to those, and I'm gonna say yes to this one.
You're gonna say yes to a new Donkey. I mean, it's time.
Yeah. It's time.
I mean, if you think about it, the last Donkey Kong game we got was Tropical Freeze, Wii U port. So we haven't had a Donkey Kong game.
Yep.
I mean, we haven't had a Mario Kart either, though. That's also true. A Wii U port. So I'm going to say no. I don't think we see that yet.
Okay.
I think that's maybe something we see at E3 next year, honestly. I think it's been a while. And I mean, I don't know who's going to make it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
No idea.
We'll see. Well, supposedly the rumors are that the Odyssey team is working on a new Donkey Kong game.
That doesn't necessarily mean Odyssey style. That just kind of means
right. It could the
Odyssey team.
Right. It could be a totally different game. Of course, as soon as people hear that rumor, they're like, "Oh, it's 3D. It's like 64." But you don't know that. Yeah. You don't know that. All right, I'm gonna go with no. I don't think we see that.
Okay.
Okay. Not the remakes, but do we see anything about brand new footage of Metroid Prime 4, the one we've been waiting on that got restarted? That we still haven't seen anything for years and years and years and years. Do we see anything on Metroid Prime 4?
Man, I don't know your other questions, so I kind of want to bait. I'm going to play off all the questions.
I want you to go with your heart.
Go to my heart. Listen,
go with your heart.
I have a young Nintendo heart, man. I don't got all the information. I'm learning as I go here.
I understand.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, Geeb is a no.
I feel very pessimistic about that game release because I've heard that rumor has been out there. Or the game didn't Nintendo talk about that game?
Yeah. So what happened was they announced it a long time ago, and all it was a big 4, and it said Metroid Prime 4, so and then later on, never said another word about it. And they came back later and they said, "Listen, we're restarting all the development," because they were trying to do it in house. Because I believe it was Retro Studios who's doing it now. They did all the other Prime games. Nintendo was trying to do this one in house. Yeah. Clearly didn't work out, so they handed the development back to them. But we have not. That was years ago. At this point, we haven't seen anything. So,
that
I'm gonna go with a no. I don't think we see that.
Not a rumor. That game has been talked about since before I came into this Nintendo stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
We haven't got updated since. So
since they said they were giving it to,
it's been so down, all the information and like people's attitudes about it. That's why I say no, because like I don't know if the game's ever coming out. Honestly.
Oh, it's coming out. It is. It's going to be great too.
Could be
it's going to be awesome. I say that's another E3 thing probably for next year.
Okay,
I would say so. I'm going to go with no on that one too. What do we have left? All right, now we're going to do... Oh, here's another wild one. Pikmin 4. Where we see Pikmin 4, finally. This is another one. Now, listen, this is from a long time ago. They said that they were working on Pikmin 4 and it was almost done. This was forever ago. Like so long ago. And that was it. But I figured that would get the chat excited there. Certain people in the chat. What do you think? This is another one that they say is a thing, but some people are starting to say like maybe it's not a thing. Maybe it is a thing. Who knows? Maybe they had to restart it and just didn't say anything. Nothing's been said about it for a long time though. Will it be at the Direct or will it not be at the Direct?
That game came out. The port came back onto Switch in what, 2020?
Pikmin 3 Deluxe was 2020. Correct. Alexa, stop. Sorry.
It's all good. You may just turned off our podcast on people's devices, man. What are you doing?
I hope not.
They're listening to Drippy Podcast on Alexa.
Maybe they are, and I'm sorry. Turn it back on. I'm sorry.
Well, if it's off now, they can't ban it back. What was the question? Pikmin 4? Pikmin 4, I'm going to say no. No for Pikmin 4.
Geeb is a no.
We're basically filling out our Nintendo bingo card right now, kind of.
I mean, kind of. I mean, obviously, if they announce a Direct, I'm going to do a full-on predictions video, obviously. Yeah. Hell, I may just pre-film it. You know what happened last time I did that? We didn't get a Direct. That's what happened last time, Geeb.
Oh, that's right.
That video still sits archived on my channel.
For the day.
Oh, man. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release it to patrons. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a great... I'm doing that as soon as we're done with the podcast. At least somebody will get to watch it.
Perfect.
Right, okay.
Next question.
I'm going to say yes. We do see it. I'm going to say yes. Just for fun.
What? For Joe? You said it for Joe.
I'm going to say just
cater
for
to
fun.
Joe.
I say yes.
All
we
right.
see Pikmin 4. Finally. It's a huge reveal. People are excited. Maybe not because there's so much Zelda stuff, but it's possible. It's still possible.
It is indeed possible.
I'm going to say yes. I've got a lot of no's, so I want to give a yes. That's my yes. It's a wild one. I know. It's a wild one. We'll see what happens. Okay. What else do we have here? The Metroid Prime, not 4, the old Metroid Prime games, whether it's just the first one or the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Yeah.
Do we see that announced for the Switch?
Has it been announced yet at all? Or
no.
This would be
this is one of those other just giant rumor things that just always goes around. I think I've made videos where I've said this is going to be at a direct probably 45 to 50 times.
I'm going to say no again. No Prime Trilogy announcement at this September Direct. And if we, I'll add this caveat, if we do get the announcement, it's going to be a teaser, and we're not going to see it for 2 years.
No, it's a remake. They wouldn't do that.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's right.
It's a remake, yeah.
It's a remake, but they have to remake, not a port. It's a remake, right?
No. It may be a port. We don't know.
If it's a total remake, 2 years. If it's a port, I'd say they're just going to put 2023
No way, dude.
as the
they
date.
wouldn't. No way. You're wrong on that. There's no way they're going to talk about this and be like, oh, sorry, it's way out. Because Metroid Prime 4 is way out. This is the bridge.
Not way out.
Between...
Just a year.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll
see. I don't know. I'm going to go yes. I think we see it. I'm going to go yes. I think this is finally the time. Because you know what? I keep saying it's going to be at every fucking direct. If I just keep saying yes, eventually it will actually be there. And it will be glorious. It will be fun. Everyone will be happy. So I'm going to go with yes. It's been talked about forever. Now, I don't know. The trilogy has turned into it's not a trilogy. It's now just the first game. But again, these are all rumors. So who the hell knows? Okay. Last few here. Will we see any new DLC added to the online expansion pack?
Yes, sir. Confidently answering that one. Yes, sir. This is the
to
day.
Go yes on that too.
This is the time. This is the day. Everyone, I'm talking like John F. Kennedy once again. We will see the Nintendo Switch Online receive Game Boy Advance on the online platform. You will get it, and you will take your Game Boy Advance on your Switch to the moon.
To the moon. Yes.
To the moon.
I agree. And I think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be new DLC. I think it's going to be old DLC. I think this is since this direct is supposed to be a Zelda heavy direct. I bet they add the Breath of the Wild DLC to the expansion pack. So we'd get Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, maybe put that in there. Then they talk about Breath of the Wild 2, give the date, the whole thing. Maybe the last, maybe the last 10, 15 minutes of the direct is just all Zelda. We've seen that before.
It's possible, dude. It's possible. This is a mini.
Because they did it. They did it when they announced Skyward Sword. They talked about Skyward Sword and the Joy. Like they took forever on. They said that, and they talked about the Game & Watch, the Joy-Cons, Skyward Sword.
Yep.
So much stuff. So I mean, it's possible. This is definitely possible. I'm going to say that's probably the next thing that goes in the expansion pack.
Okay.
I don't know why it wouldn't.
Yeah, you're probably totally right on that. Totally right.
All right, last one. Game Boy Advanced. Is it added to the online expansion pack?
What was the question from earlier? I guess it's the same question, just kind of. Okay, yeah, of course. I already said yes.
No, this is different. I'm asking about DLC packs on the first question. You said yes. I'm asking if Game Boy Advanced, the Game Boy Advance system, along with the 64, the Genesis, all the other stuff, will it be added?
So I misunderstood your question earlier. I already answered that in my mind. I guess I didn't say it. So yes, we're getting expansion. Okay. We're getting DLC expansion, and we're getting another console because that's going to come hand in hand. I think.
Well, they'll talk about it all at once.
Because
I
already answered that we're going to get the date and the name for Breath of the Wild 2. So they're going to add the expansion pack onto the service. So they're going to add the DLC onto the expansion pack. Later on while they announce.
Okay, but I'm asking you this question. Game Boy Advance games, is that system going to be added?
I believe so. I think this is the time.
Okay. I'm also in agreement of that. I mean, they found like the emulators and stuff they're using to put like it's been found already.
Yes.
So I mean, I think that's pretty cut and dry. I think that's an easy one.
Now,
so if this actually happens, if my Nintendo Direct happens, we're getting Breath of the Wild 2 news. We're getting Wind Waker. We're getting Twilight Princess. We're getting Pikmin 4. we're getting Breath of the Wild DLC added to the expansion pack. We're getting Game Boy Advance games. We are not getting a new Donkey Kong. We're getting the Metroid Prime remakes, and we are not getting Metroid Prime 4.
Okay, what am I getting? Or what's my direct look like?
If you get your direct, we will get no Pikmin 4.
Yep.
We will get new DLC in the online. We will get Game Boy Advance games. We will get the name and the date for Breath of the Wild 2. Mm-hmm. We will get a new DK game. We will get no Metroid Prime remake. And we will get no Metroid Prime 4. My direct sounds way more fun than your direct. Just saying.
My direct is awesome. And don't you dare make fun of my direct, because I'm
not making fun of it. I'm just saying your direct is a square. Your direct is a square.
Listen, Nintendo Directs are normally not.
My direct is hip. Yours is not.
How many directs out there were just the absolute banger of bangers, had everything you wanted?
E3 2019 was fucking fire. It was the direct at E3 2019 was absolute fire.
Okay. Well, we're not getting another fire one this year. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's not going to be.
We'll see. It's all speculation anyway, man. Who knows? There might not even be a direct. We could be sitting here talking about absolutely nothing.
Literally guessing. I'm just throwing guesses out there. Educated guesses at that, but guesses.
Yeah.
One more. We have an addition. We have one addition we're going to add to your game, because Megaboy, he's had so many good comments. I've been pinning a lot of his comments in the stream here. And his last comment here is one of his last comments. I think it's an interesting question. It's also the same with Donkey Kong. It's also been a long time since we've gotten a Mario game. And Mega asks, well, he doesn't ask, he kind of tells, but I'm going to frame it as a question. Are we going to get
Mario game?
Are we going to get a Mario teaser for the next
I'm
Mario
adding it to the list.
game?
Mario game. I'm going to say no.
I think that's how the direct ends, with just like a tease.
I'm going to say no. I think
a foot and a Yahoo.
Geeb is yes.
Yahoo.
No.
After we get the banger Game Boy Advance, we get the DLC announced for Breath of the Wild 2 on the expansion pack. After we get the announcement of the name of Breath of the Wild 2 and a release date, and we get Wind Waker and Twilight Princess.
God,
and
that's
to
a lot.
finish it
that's
all,
crazy.
You just said you just said my direct sucks, and now I'm telling you my direct. Now you're telling me it's
your direct
crazy.
is too fun. Now it is too fun.
It's not.
Your direct is too fun. You need to
calm
down.
What it is perfect.
Your direct has been drinking, and they're trying to drive home.
No,
okay,
it's perfect, and it's gonna be finished off. My perfect direct is gonna be finished off with the perfect amount of sprinkles of a Mario Yahoo and a foot.
I'll tell you what.
Just a little tease to let you know that game is coming in the future.
The fact that you said that Mega said that, I actually have one more to add, which I'm going to go ahead and say yes. We will see this, because we won't see that. We will see the first trailer for the Mario movie.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
I bet we do. I bet we see the first trailer for the Mario movie. I would bet anything. Mario movie trailer.
That's a great one. You basically put a slash in between the teaser for the next game or the movie. I think actually,
no.
I think movies,
because I say no on the game. I'm a hard no on the game.
All right, I say no on the movie.
You say no on the movie?
Yeah, I think the movie's gonna be a tweet.
Okay, we're down. That's it. We'll see.
Dude.
I think the movie's a definite. I meant to say that earlier. I think the movie's a 100%. Honestly,
in a Nintendo game direct
yeah, they already did it.
I know, because
they already did it.
They were low on content.
No, they weren't. They did it because listen, Nintendo's about. They just bought like an animation studio or something. Like they're about to go when it comes to movies and stuff. Like IPs and like they are about to go. Man, this is about to be serious. They're definitely going to be adding this stuff into directs, whether you like it or not. It's going to be happening a bunch. I promise you.
Yeah. Now I want to direct.
Yeah,
I need a direct so bad, man. I need a direct. We need this official announcement to happen tomorrow.
I mean, it's not going to happen tomorrow. Well, no. we get to enjoy Splatoon coming out next week. Comes out Friday.
Yep.
we're going to have that. It's going to be great. We're going to have a fun weekend playing that.
Yeah.
Into the next week, take our minds off of it, and then probably Tuesday, if it's real, that Tuesday, we'll get an announcement, or Wednesday, to be one of those days. Get it the next day. It'd be great.
Speaking of great, this podcast was also great. Thank you, Drip, for another banger podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here with me.
This episode is now concluded. You guys can stick around the stream. We'll be hanging out here. But as far as the audio guys, we will see you guys next week.
Peace.